Let's get it. Everybody get voted. Can't stop, won't stop. What the fuck is you smoking? Told them all we was coming and they thought we was joking. They thought it was a joke. We back, baby. We don't never slack, never late, boy. We focus. Now we worldwide, north, south, east, west. Everybody now get voted. Can't stop, won't stop. What the fuck is you smoking? Trying to tell them. Told them all we was coming and they thought we was joking. They ain't wanna listen.
Be talking about Bolt in today's video. Last December of last year, they announced that they would be sponsoring a mixed martial art champion documentary. And now that it's been 6 months later, we now actually have a 4-minute documentary that is out. We don't have a release date yet on when it's actually going to launch, but for them to have a 4-minute documentary, this means that they're probably just adding the finishing touches on it. And this lets us know that of course it is coming, but what did we expect? Bolt has delivered on everything they said they would. Now, what I want to talk about is, I don't think this move is just going to pump the price of Volt, but I do think this is a strategic move for awareness. I think this is another box to check off. I think this is another nail in the coffin to allow Volt to establish itself instead of just being a meme coin or meme token rather. And so I'm not going to show us the entire documentary, but as I'm kind of talking here, we're going to take a look at this. And so for anyone that's, into mixed martial arts, which is MMA, you're going to probably like this documentary. And for this really helps set Volt apart because this is going to help them get more awareness, which over time can kind of help them get more adoption, right? And that's just a little bit. I don't want to, show the whole thing, but it is pinned to Volt's page. So definitely go check it out if you're interested. But one thing I do want to highlight real quick is kind of what we need to know about what's going on, right? Now, as you can see by the headline from BSC News, Bolt Inu sponsors the Modern Day Warrior documentary and shares the official trailer, which we was briefly just taking a look at. Now, as we can see here, I got a couple things highlighted here. Bolt Inu has sponsored numerous local events, sport teams, athletes, and even UFC fighters. As we know, Gilbert Burns, Ian Heinisch, and a few others as well, right? Now, if we look down here, we can see Bolt announced this. It says the 21st, but they actually announced it on the 20th, that they were sponsoring the upcoming documentary, Modern Day Warrior. Now, before we get to read this, if you look right here on their Medium page, you can see fighting for voltage to go mainstream. And at the beginning of this video, I said last December of last year, they announced that they would be sponsoring a mixed martial art champion documentary. And as you can see, December 6th of 2022. All right. Now, as we can see here, the Modern Day Warrior is an exhilarating feature film documentary that chronicles the journey of Jesse Big Cat Arnett, one of the Canada's top professional bantamweight mixed martial art fighters. Now, one thing I find interesting as well, or not really interesting, but pretty cool, is it's produced by people who already have experience in the game, which is huge. As you can see, produced by Black Atlas Films Hollywood and co-directed by brothers Jeremiah Black and Paul Black, known for SWAT, Shooter, and The Offer of Paramount. Big fan of SWAT, and I was a big fan of Shooter as well. This documentary takes viewers into the real world of combat sports. Now, the last thing I want to highlight here, it talks about what is the sponsorship going to look like for Bolt. Now, as an official sponsor of the Modern Day Warrior, Bolt Inu will be prominent in the documentary. This is a sponsorship encompasses logo placement on promotional ads, product placements in multiple movie scenes, verbal shoutouts, and commercial features. This strategic collaboration between Bolt Inu and the film is a testament to the strong connections built within the UFC community. And as I said before, Bolt has already sponsored quite a few UFC fighters. As I mentioned, Gilbert Burns, Ian Heinisch, a few other ones, Brandon Allen, I believe. There's quite a few that they've already sponsored. So they definitely have connections in the largest MMA, fighting championship in the world. Possible broadcasting on platforms such as Netflix, HBO, or Amazon Prime Original. And so this is where we can expect to see this being launched. So we don't know as of yet, but we will know soon. Now, for those that are still wondering, what is Vault, right? It's not just a community token. This project launched December of 2021, and it's been building all of this through the actual bear market. And so imagine when we get to that full on bull, right? And I'm going to touch on that here in a little bit. Now, of course, we have the Volt token, which is the native currency of the entire ecosystem. You have Volti Change, right, which was one of the first utilities they launched, which is a deflationary DEX on the Ethereum and BSC chain, which pretty much allows tokens to burn 0.5% of the transaction of that token on every transaction, buy or sell. You have the BDSC, which is the NFT collection, which has exclusive utilities and access. You get airdrops. You can also use it in a battle royale game and other things that are coming up. You have their other play to earn games, Volti Race and Volti Island, the Volti Card, which recently came out, which has pretty high limits. I think you can spend up to like 75,000 in a day if you need to, so it's definitely usable. And then last but not least, we have Volti Eco, which basically deals with airdrops and collecting airdrops using AI technology. And then of course there is more that is coming, but this is actually what is all currently out right now. And as I mentioned, I don't think that this documentary is going to pump the price of Volt just because of where the market is right now. And I don't necessarily think the move was for that. It was to get more eyes on Volt, which will create more adoption over time. And so I've always thought to myself, I never thought that Volt was going to just have its own personal bull run. I never thought it was going to do a Pepe. I always thought Volt was going to be one of those tokens to perform extremely well in the bull run. So the people that see what Volt is doing, for the people that's holding Volt and hold out until the bull run, I believe we're going to be the people that really reap the gains, because Volt didn't build itself to do a massive pump and then never pump again. It built itself on a foundation to keep building and building and building over time, a solid foundation. So when it takes off, it can really take off. And so I always got into Volt thinking that it would perform well in the bull run. I never thought it would do like a Pepe. That was just my personal opinion, or it would have already done it already. So that is just a little bit of my 2 cents regarding Volt. It is still one of those projects I'm holding going into this full-on bull run. There are 3 main meme coins I'm holding going into the bull run, which I've mentioned to you guys.